Peace, family. There's this social activist over in Chicago. It goes by the name of Jessica Jackson. I'm going to tag her in this video so nobody can claim I'm talking about her behind her back. You know, and the thing is, we as black people, we are so late in the game. It is so disappointing to see that our people are being misled by this woman and her movement. And what is her movement? To go from the Democratic plantation and you're going all the way over to the Republican plantation. How are you being led when you're leading our people to someplace that's somebody else that you're going to be falling behind? Now, you like to get up in front of these city councils and do all your hand gestures. If you don't do right by us, we're coming after your job. Look, you black people, we have every right to be angry in this country. But don't let our anger blind us to the point that we following fools like this. That's going to lead you nowhere. There's no salvation in the Republican Party. And I'm going to give this woman the opportunity to prove me wrong, to make me look bad in front of my audience and everybody else that support her. You sitting up here telling the Republicans that you're going to turn Chicago red. I challenge you. Show me a document, a date that you didn't have with some Republican that's in the economic and political position to grant you everything that you wanted in order for you to leave the Democrats to come to them. You didn't just side up and pledge to the Republican Party that you were going to turn Chicago red. Based upon what did you make this promise? What did they give you? What did they offer you? What did they put on paper? And I'll guarantee you it's nothing. You know why? Because the Republicans don't have any place that they can use as an example as to how poorly the Democratic run cities are. They don't have now one example of a Republican city that's run better. But yet these Negroes will run from the Democratic plantation all the way over to the Republican plantation and think they got something better. And when you disrespect our own people, talking about Kamala Harris, cackling hen, don't know what race she is, you buying in to this very same people who've been oppressing your people. And you sit up here talking about how Tim Walz want to put tampons in the boys' bathroom, and that looks ridiculous. And if that's true, it is ridiculous. But you tell me what's more ridiculous? You running your problems to the very same people who caused them in the first place. You want to sit up here and say Donald Trump is going to fix your problems. The same person who discriminated against black people, denied them housing, refused to pay them. You're going to take your people and run them to Donald Trump. Just, before Donald Trump got into politics, tell me, when did you think of Donald Trump as a champion for democracy? When did you think of him like that? The salvation of America is going to be put in the hands of a person like Donald Trump. When did you think of that? You see, you thought about that because you bought into this image that Donald Trump had portrayed on TV. Even the guy that was responsible for his show, The Apprentice, said that he's feel guilty because he felt he created a monster. Because before he could put this Apprentice program on TV, they had to do a lot of work cleaning up Donald Trump's act. This man has filed personal bankruptcy 6 times. He has bankrupt several businesses. Like I said, he's been convicted of housing discrimination against black people. His college was shut down because of a scam. He done cheated on every wife he ever had children outside of every marriage. And this is the person that you're going to run to solve black problems? And when you talk about the migrants, this is when I first saw her. Not I let it go. But I see she's continuing this. I think she likes this attention. When you start talking about the migrants and how Donald Trump is going to fix this problem, when in actuality Donald Trump is the reason for the problem. Because when the Republicans and Democrats came to a conclusion on how to solve this issue, it was Donald Trump that called down and put a stop to the bill being passed. And then it's Donald Trump who sit up here and want to campaign and promote and make speeches about the crimes, the rapes, the invasion of the migrants, when he's the one that's prolonged it. But see, you, Miss Jackson, you ignore that. You ignore it. Donald Trump has delayed this bill being passed, all for his personal benefit. And once you give him what he wants, without nothing on paper, because like I say, I'm giving you the opportunity to respond to this message, showing what the Republicans have gave you in return for your promise to make Chicago red. I want you to just display it. And not only to me, but to your followers. Donald Trump is in this for nobody but himself. Period. Period. And then, I love when you people sit up here and y'all like to quote Martin Luther King and Malcolm X only when it's convenient for you. When Martin Luther King, his dream was to have black children and white children play together. But you forget the part about Martin Luther King when he talked about how leading his people into integration was like leading his people into a burning house. You don't mention that, Martin Luther King. And the Malcolm X that you love to quote when he said that the Democratic Party is the worst enemy of black people. But see, in your mind, when he said that opened up the path to you to run to the Republican Party. But the fact of the matter is this: if you had a chicken that was rotten, and the left side of the chicken was more spoiled than the right, because what Malcolm X said, you're going to go to the right side of the chicken, as opposed to doing what Malcolm X actually said. Malcolm X said that, yes, the Democrats are the worst of the political parties. And he also said he's not a Republican either. He's a black nationalist, which means you don't go to either side of this political system. You create your own, have power and authority over your own community. But see, you don't tell black people that. You want them to stay in this little vicious circle that we've been in for the last 300 years, bouncing between the Democrat and Republican Party. So if you're going to lead our people, then lead them to a place where they haven't been before, where ain't nobody waiting there for you to guide them. Lead them on a path to independence, self-determination. Because you don't mention nothing about solutions. There's no solutions whatsoever to what you say. All you do is complain and putting somebody else in ownership and control over black people. There is no Democratic or Republican solution to black people's problem. We need to build our own independent means to sustain our own existence. There isn't anything that Donald Trump, this so-called savior, has given or provided black people that remained in the power and authority of blacks once he left office. So even if Donald Trump is this savior, why is he only a savior for black people as long as he's in office? This man is almost 80 years old. So even if he do get back in office and serve his next 4 years, what are your plans after that? Nothing. Ownership and control of our own independent means to sustain our own existence is the only thing that's going to remain in the power and authority of black people, regardless of who is in office. So like I say, all this, we gonna come after your job. Get tired of listening to these fools.